Like the Maramara no Mi, the Yuki Yuki no Mi, or Snow Snow fruit, was a logia that fell out of favor when Oda listed it as one of the 4 fruits that had superior variants. Unlike the Flame Flame fruit, or Kido Kido fruit for that matter, I would rather have its superior variant, the Hie Hie no Mi, but that doesn't mean the Snow Logia is without its merits. I'm under the impression that Oda was thinking that the Hie Hie no Mi could practically do everything the Yuki Yuki no Mi could do, but we'll get to that later. If you don't think the Hie Hie no Mi is an ice logia, and don't care about my explanation, skip to the Physics of Snow or Merits of each chapter down below. These fruits do continue the trend in this series of not really seeming to be in the same category, so let's figure out what each fruit does before going in to compare them. The snow fruit is pretty straightforward. You are snow, you can make snow, and you can control at least the snow that you've made. It's exactly what you would expect from a snow logia. The Hie Hie no Mi is a bit more complicated, and the fact that I haven't yet mentioned its English name might have hinted at what I mean. The Funimation translation is the Ice fruit, which I imagine is part of the reason many people think he has an ice logia. But in the original Japanese, Hie means barnyard millet. Okay, there we go. He had to take some liberties to get there. To cool down, which is much closer to the Viz translation of chili chili fruit. Eating the fruit makes the user a freezing human. Not an ice human, freezing. If it were an ice logia, it would have been much easier to just call it the Kori Kori no Mi. Does he make ice? Sometimes it seems like he does, but it's always slow to form, like he's freezing the water that's already present. Whether that's an ocean, water vapor in the humid coastal air, or a person. If he just had ice powers, why would he encase the enemy in ice? It wouldn't really do much. Flash freezing someone, however, would. He puts them into cryosleep. The ice is just the water vapor condensing and freezing on the skin. The colder it is, the more water will condense and freeze. Furthermore, logias always seem to be shapeless, whether that's physically intangible like light, darkness, cold, or the one we saw at the end of Wano, no spoilers, or fluid like sand, snow, or magma. You could use the argument that glaciers are fluid, but ice really isn't fluid at this scale. The one tricky part is how he gets the ice that he's formed to move. Maybe it's as simple as the ice being stuck to the cold that formed it, so he moves the cold around. Or maybe he is just moving the cold, and the object is constantly reforming as the cold moves. You might think that that wouldn't have much of an impact, but waves in water can hit pretty hard. It could be the same idea here. Now that we know what each fruit does, you might think that the Hie Hie no Mi could just make snow too, making it just superior. That was probably Oda's rationale when he said that the Hie Hie no Mi was just superior to the Yuki Yuki no Mi. If his ability could make snow, control that snow, and do a whole bunch of other stuff by just being able to cool stuff down, that's a straight improvement. But snow formation is pretty complicated. If you're interested in more details, there's a great Veritasium video that I'll link down in the description and as a card if I can. But there are 3 main factors you need to make snow: temperature control, humidity control, and time. The Hie Hie no Mi gives you one of those. With high humidity, he could definitely make some nice snowflakes, if he had time, like a half an hour. But the formation of the snowflakes will reduce the humidity, greatly limiting the amount of snow he could make. And if he tries to speed up the process, he would be left with what is essentially just hail. If you've ever been to a ski resort after they made snow, you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. So with the Hie Hie no Mi, you can't quickly make snow or even have much control over the type of snow that you do make. With the Snow fruit, you can just make vast quantities of whatever type of snow you want instantly. Nice fluffy snow to break your friend's fall? Great. Nice packing snow for a snowball fight or skiing? You got it. Stinging needles to blast your enemy with? Sure. But maybe the biggest benefit of it is that you can essentially create water. There is a decent chance that if the snow were to melt or you were to stop controlling it, it might disappear. So that would get rid of that, but still there are the above benefits that I mentioned. If you own a ski resort, the Yuki Yuki no Mi would be great, but I would still definitely prefer the Hie Hie no Mi, especially for combat. Being able to control the temperature would be great. How many fruits are there that make you the embodiment of energy? You've got light, electrical, and now thermal. They're all pretty powerful. Although, cold is technically the absence of heat. You know what? Temperature's just dumb, alright? That's right, I said it. You want a full kind of short rant on it? There. Put it in the description as a card and maybe over there when we get there. But yeah, I hate it. It shouldn't be used at all. Okay, so maybe it's kind of okay for day-to-day stuff, like setting the temperature in your apartment and how cold it is outside, but it shouldn't be used for science stuff.